When Tori Spelling's father died, she inherited nearly $1 million, but it wouldn't be long before she found herself in hot water with the banks. Tori Spelling grew up rich thanks to her father, famed television producer Aaron Spelling, but her childhood was far from simple or easy. Spelling was close with her father, but had a strained relationship with her mother, Candy. She told Access Hollywood, "As an adult, I can go back and look at the relationship and see that he kind of always positioned her as like he was good cop and she was bad cop." In her 2008 memoir, Storytelling, Tori revealed a troubling conversation she had with her mother when she was just 12 years old. When she asked if she was pretty, her mother replied, "You will be when we get your nose fixed." The comment was especially troubling, given that Tori was often bullied in her youth because of her looks. Things got worse when she began starring on Beverly Hills 90210 as a teen. Spelling said she was called Frog and Bug-Eyed, writing, "I spent years begging makeup artists on my shows and movies to please try to make my eyes look smaller. I would cry over my looks in the makeup trailer chair." For Candy's part, she admitted in her own memoir, Candy at Last, that she had poor communication skills and was often passive-aggressive. "I am by no means saying that I am the perfect mother now or I didn't make mistakes when my children were growing up." Tori and Candy's relationship didn't improve much as Tori grew up, with the two actively feuding on and off throughout Tori's adult life. But recently, things seem to have improved.
What's your current relationship like with your mom, Candy?
It's good, really good right now.
Spelling was 17 when she started playing the role of Donna Martin on Beverly Hills 90210. But behind the scenes, Spelling's life was far from glamorous. She struggled with her self-confidence, an issue made worse by an abusive relationship. Spelling dated actor Nick Savalas, son of actor Telly Savalas, for 2 years, an experience she told Entertainment Weekly was a nightmare. She said that while Savalas never physically abused her, his constant hurtful remarks seriously damaged her already low self-esteem. "He was verbally abusive, telling me 10 times a day how ugly I was. I cried all the time." Savalas admitted he gave Spelling a hard time, telling Entertainment Weekly, "I wasn't pleasant to be around for anyone. It was after my dad died and she was the closest to me, so she got the worst of it." In July 2004, Tori Spelling married actor Charlie Shanian. The marriage lasted only 15 months as Spelling infamously cheated on Shanian with actor Dean McDermott, whom she would later go on to marry. In 2007, Shanian told Esquire, "She picked a fight with me at a party, told me she needed time and space, and was gone before I could comprehend what had happened." He and Spelling sought couples therapy soon after that incident, which was how Shanian found out Spelling had been having an affair and that their marriage was over. Spelling's treatment of her first husband was unkind, to say the least, and it was something she came to terms with while filming her reality show True Tori in 2014. After visiting Shanian, Spelling was visibly upset, telling McDermott, "I regret the way I handled things, obviously. He's a good man."
When I left, I just suddenly felt really alone. And I don't know why.
Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott met in 2005 while filming the Lifetime TV movie Mind Over Murder. Sparks flew immediately, which led to the pair cheating on and subsequently leaving their respective spouses, Charlie Shanian and Mary Jo Eustace. While the passion was intense enough for the couple to launch a new life together and get married in 2006, the relationship showed signs of trouble right from the start. Spelling admitted on her podcast, Miss Spelling, that just a few months into the relationship, she saw red flags in McDermott's behavior. He had anger issues, and that started while we were dating, like 4 months in. When he would drink, it was hard because I knew that at some point it would turn. It was an unstable dynamic that caused Spelling to revert to defense mode. No matter what I said, it wasn't right. It was like a fight, a mental fight. I think he might aim here, and if he aims here with what he says, I'm going to respond this way, and it'll take him down. In June 2006, Tori Spelling's father, Aaron Spelling, died at the age of 83 after a long career as one of the most influential people in television history. In 2020, Tori penned a touching tribute to him on Instagram for his birthday. "I was such a daddy's girl and just adored this man beyond words. It makes me sad daily that my 5 kiddos will never know the kindest, most gentle soul in the world, their grandpa Aaron." But there were issues that arose when Aaron Spelling died, and one of the biggest was the inheritance he left Tori. Despite having amassed a fortune to the tune of $600 million, Tori was left with a mere $800,000 when her father passed. On an episode of Overserved with Lisa Vanderpump, Tori wondered what could have been if she had been given $50 million instead.
What if with that $50 million I had
to change the world.
Tori told Good Morning America that she and her father spoke about money before his death, and although she knew what he would be leaving her, she ultimately felt guilty about wanting more. I hated myself for hoping it would be different because I didn't want to take advantage. I didn't want to be that girl who needed or wanted my dad's money. Although there was some difficulty in Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott's relationship from the beginning, the couple appeared to be happy and started a large family, welcoming 5 children together: Liam, Stella, Hattie, Finn, and Beau. But 7 years into the marriage, it was revealed that McDermott had cheated on Spelling. McDermott, who was 47 at the time, was in Toronto promoting his hosting job on Chopped Canada when he met 28-year-old Emily Goodhand through friends. Goodhand told Us Weekly that she and McDermott spent 2 nights together at his hotel, claiming, "He told me he and Tori had a sexless marriage. I believed him." McDermott subsequently checked himself into a treatment facility for health and personal issues, issuing a statement that read in part, "I am truly sorry for the mistakes I have made and for the pain I've caused my family." Spelling decided not to leave McDermott because of their children, telling Us Weekly, "For their sakes, I need to try to figure this out." In 2011, Tori Spelling was pregnant with her daughter Hattie when she was involved in a scary car accident. Spelling claimed the paparazzi were chasing her while she was driving her children to school, which ultimately caused her to crash. The actor tweeted about the incident afterward, writing, "I was trying to get away from him and had a pretty big accident. Took down whole wall of school. He then still got out to try to get pics. 10 school moms chased him away. What will it take? Someone dying for paparazzi to stop?" Thankfully, Spelling and her children weren't hurt, but it was a frightening experience nonetheless. A rep told People magazine, "Tori is really shaken up, but she and the kids are doing fine. She's going to the doctor for a checkup." Spelling was hospitalized in October 2014 at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles for bronchitis and a sinus infection. A source explained to E! News that Spelling's symptoms included a fever, trouble breathing, and an uncontrollable cough. But that wasn't Spelling's first hospital visit that year. In April 2014, the actor was admitted to the hospital for 6 days for an undisclosed condition. Sources told E! News that Spelling's husband was with her the whole time and appeared very concerned. He would arrive by 10 a.m. and didn't leave until 8 most nights. He seemed very stressed out and worried. He would bring food and often only left Tori to go outside to catch some air or make a phone call. Luckily, Spelling seems to have recovered without any lingering effects. Despite having grown up ultra-rich, Tori Spelling has found herself in financial trouble many times throughout her adult life. In the actor's 2013 book, Spelling It Like It Is, she blamed her spending habits on her childhood. "I grew up rich beyond anyone's dreams. Even when I try to embrace a simpler lifestyle, I can't seem to let go of my expensive tastes." Spelling's expensive tastes landed her in hot water in 2016, when American Express sued her for failure to pay her debts. The actor was ordered to pay over $38,000. That same year, a tax lien was placed on the California property she shared with Dean McDermott that amounted to almost $260,000. Spelling said on a 2019 episode of the Kin web series, Tori Tried and True, "I had a business manager since I was 18 years old, so I never handled any of my money. Unfortunately, I never quite learned about money." Spelling appeared to be going through a particularly difficult time in 2018, as a source told People magazine she was in a tough place, saying, "She internalizes a lot of her anxiety and she knows it's not healthy for her. Of course, she's going to get to a breaking point eventually." It looked as though the actor had reached her breaking point when the police were called to her home several times within a span of a few weeks. According to TMZ, McDermott was the one who called the police on Spelling, alerting them that she was behaving aggressively and concerned she was having a mental health crisis. While nothing was deemed to be amiss, McDermott once again called the cops the following week, apparently to check up on Spelling after she had left the house. Police found Spelling at her doctor's office, where thankfully she and her children appeared to be fine. Tori Spelling had been candid about her own experiences with bullying, and in 2021 she was open about the bullying her then 13-year-old daughter Stella had endured. In a lengthy Instagram post featuring pictures from Stella's first modeling shoot, Spelling went into detail about how the teen began getting bullied in the 5th grade, writing, "With Stella's bullying came health issues. She developed headaches, stomach aches, panic attacks, and her asthma increased. Emotions can be pretty powerful and manifest into physical ailments." In 2022, Spelling told People that another one of her children was dealing with bullying as well. "My kids just went back to school, and just when you think one got through it, one of my other children was bullied on the first day of school." While the mother of 5 didn't specify which of her other children was being targeted, she did say she would be using different tools to handle the situation than she had with Stella. Different kids need different things and different confidence boosters, so we've got to take it one day at a time to get through it. In June 2023, Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott decided to separate after 18 years together. McDermott was the one to make the announcement in a since-deleted Instagram post, writing, "It's with great sadness and a very, very heavy heart that after 18 years together and 5 amazing children, that Tori Spelling and I have decided to go our separate ways and start a new journey of our own." In an interview with the Daily Mail, McDermott took responsibility for his part in the breakup, citing his issues with substance abuse. "All Tori's ever done to this day is want me to be happy and healthy, and I inflicted a lot of damage and pain on that woman." Spelling officially filed for divorce in March 2024, and she spoke about it on her podcast, Miss Spelling. According to Spelling, it brought up significant grief and loneliness. "I don't feel worth loving, that's the truth, and that's something that's just in you. It's not something I wanted or created."
It was time, and I feel like everything comes full circle when life is supposed to have a shift. It shifts for you.